Hey guys, Kapper here. Today, fingers crossed, the coyote is gonna pull out this big double wide. Well, it's actually 1.5. Got a nice day for it, so let's see what happens. All right, man, it's been a while since we've been in the coyote. Right now we're unloading. Wow, look at that baby in the sun. Ain't that pretty? So today what I'm going to be using, this is one of my welding projects. The thing is I never got to test it on anything, serious. So we're going to see if my welds are going to hold. I went from different types of metal. That drawbar I got, this was scrap. And this is all scrap pieces, so we'll see what happens. Hard to believe how close we are to starting to do some groundwork. This board's going to have to put out of the way. I have a feeling we're going to need every inch of space to try to make this turnaround.
Drop it down just a little bit.
So at this point it just completely stopped. So we thought, well, okay, let's try to back it up and break it free here. So that's what I'm going to try next. I'm going to try backing it up. But it's like something feels like it's holding this thing. Let's see if I can back it up or not. So the first issue we ran into here is, remember I shaved down 3 feet of dirt? Well, I backed it up a little bit off here. Remember I said the tail's going to need to swing out earlier? Well, it's stuck in the dirt now. So we thought, well, not a big deal. I'm going to break out the excavator here and I'm going to start digging it out again so the tail will have more room, and then hopefully after that I can pull it right out. Right? So here Casey is seeing only one of the 2 front tires spinning, and he's asking if I've got a front differential lock. And I told him no, and he's like, he figured I did, but I had the rear differential lock on, but the front does not have one. I don't know of any tractors that do, to be honest, but I'm not really sure why they don't. Anyways, so 3 of the 4 tires were spinning. I only got rear diff lock.
They don't have front?
Nope. Nope. No. So now we had to start reassessing, so we disconnected, and we disconnected like this probably a minimum of a dozen times throughout the day as we were working on this. But now let me show you where we are at and the new problem that is setting us back. So now the right set of tires, I guess, as the direction we're going, started sinking in the mud. You could see they're sunk in probably at least 6 inches here. So Ron is taking an air jack, jacking it up, putting a brick under it, jacking it up, putting a brick under it. It took 4 bricks just to get it kind of up to the surface. But meanwhile, something happened back on our farm, so I had to leave here for a minute. So one of them days today, that mobile home is sinking. They're trying to get blocks under it, and meanwhile the alarm went off at our house, and it's a dead zone, so there's no cell coverage. So I got all bunch of messages, you know, when it gets 1 bar, and so they sent the sheriff over there, and I'm heading back there to take a look. But probably a false alarm, because sometimes, yeah, when it's really sunny, it affects the motion sensors. But it just seems to be one of them days. All right, I'm back from the house checking on that alarm. They got it level now. I mean, when I left, that thing was tilted like crazy from left downwards to right here, but it's all leveled. They got 4 bricks under each tire, and now they're working on putting planks under there to try and give it something to ride on. Hopefully it won't sink again. Okay, so when I got back, I had just taught Curtis how to use the excavator yesterday. So this is the very second time he's ever been in it. So Curtis is doing just a little bit of practice while they're working on jacking up the right side, the triple tires, you know, the 3 axles. Let's look at Curtis here.
It's getting faster all the time. It ain't taking that.
First time he ran it was yesterday.
That's what he said. I ran one down and here about a month ago, no, 2 months ago. I ran one for the first time. Always been around them, but I never had a chance to run. But I was used to running. I think the levers is backwards. There's a switch on there you can flip.
I know.
And, I kept running it backwards.
So this next step, it took several hours for Ron to get it jacked up and get bricks under the tires. Then they're going to lay planks in front of it, and we're going to try it again. But in this next clip here, watch this, how it sinks. Ron is going to release the air jack, and watch how this thing sinks down. I mean, I could get him and put him almost halfway in there with that excavator.
Good. Oh yeah.
Oh, look at her sink.
Oh yeah. It's heavy.
Yes, it is.
Hey!
So now I'm going to try the excavator just to see if I can break it loose. Keep in mind they have boards and planks, even though they did the first time, in front of the tires. So let's just see if the excavator can do anything here. Okay, so now this inside set of tires is hitting a wall, basically a dirt wall. Keep in mind I knocked 3 feet off of this side of the wall, but it wasn't enough. So we're trying to move it forward and obviously turn it to the left at the same time. So now I'm just digging this out with the excavator. I dig in underneath as far as I could get with the bucket. Couldn't quite get there, so I went and grabbed a couple railroad ties. And I'm going to bring the railroad ties over, and I'm going to push them in to try and collapse that wall, that dirt lip, if you will, that the tire is hanging up on. So that's what we're doing right now. So after I finished this, I went to the rear of the mobile home and dug out. I had to dig out several feet of fill because this time we're going to try pushing with the excavator also. But I don't want to push with the boom, I want to push with the blade. So I dug out a couple feet of fill behind it, and you're going to see the excavator sitting sideways, That's just because we're protecting the mobile home, but the blade of the excavator is actually on the bottom of the frame, and we're going to try pulling and pushing here at the same time. She moved a little. Alright. So now with each pull and push, let's say we get 3 or 4 feet, then we've got to stop, and then they put more boards under the fronts of the tires until we get out of the soft spot. Okay, so some things to keep in mind at this point is, first of all, I'm also trying to use the left brake. So I'm braking on the tire, I'm trying to get this thing to turn left, which I can't. The other thing is the huge brush pile is right in front of me. So I need to make like almost a left-hand turn right here to clear the brush pile. And that's also kind of what's a problem right now at the moment. And we can't really go backwards because we end up getting into more muck. And we have a lot of obstacles going backwards. Yeah, if you think we're out of that muck, either that or go up a little forward some more. Yeah, I asked them to look if we're out of the mud yet or not. Otherwise we go a little more and then we switch it. The welds are holding. Can you jump on? Try jumping on that a little. Well, then maybe I'll rehook at a different angle. Yeah, I mean, it's down, but yeah, maybe. Or some wood, maybe. Now it's lifting it right up.
Oh yeah. Hydraulics are awesome. Something over there.
once again, if we just weren't so tight on space, we wouldn't have to try to go back and forth with this thing. The only good place for the brush pile was where we put it, and I cannot make that left turn. I just can't make the turn whether Curtis is pushing me or not, so that's why we're shuffling this thing back and forth, because we just don't have enough room to make the turn yet. In reverse, I'm trying to scooch an angle on this thing because of that dang wood pile. If we'd have had room here, I could roll it right up. So they're putting, every few feet, they're putting planks under the tires. I have to turn the heat on. Man, if that wasn't there, we can't win. There's just not enough room.
Thought we piled it in the wrong spot, didn't we?
I know we did.
We should have put it over there.
Backwards? All right. Okay, so our struggle at this point was the tractor could not pull it sideways out of that big rut. So we brought the excavator in. I had Curtis in the excavator, and he was trying to help me push this tongue sideways so we can make the cut and turn this thing around. But let's just see how that one went. So needless to say, that did not work. So now we're on the plan like Q, R, or Z. I don't know. It's been all day. You can see the shadows now. We're into the evening. So I'm going to call this video here. It's kind of a pain editing, but definitely stay tuned for the next episode, because this mobile home is going to be out of there so we can see this pond view. I don't care if it's going to be in one piece, two pieces, or 1,000 small pieces. It will be out of there very soon. So definitely stay tuned. Thanks a lot.